Thank you very much. Are you seeing my presentation mode?
Yes, very well.
Okay. Well, good morning and good afternoon for everyone. Thanks to Global Solar Council for the invitation to participate in this webinar. Well, first place, I will tell you about ACERA. ACERA is the Chilean Association of Renewable Energy and Storage System. We are a 17 years old association. We are 135 companies of the whole value chain of the renewable market in Chile. And I will present you, this is all the brands, the companies that are in our association. As you can see, practically is the whole market here in this association. EPC constructor, operators, generation companies, developers. So we are a large association. Well, I've been asked why you should invest in Chile in solar technologies. Well, there are several recognitions about our market maturity and our regulatory stability. As you can see in this slide, well, I'm not going to show you one by one, but there are a lot of recognitions about how good it is to invest in Chile. Clearly, it's a country with a lot of potential, a lot of solar resources, also wind resource, but clearly solar is the most important renewable resource. And as you can see, the estimation only for solar feasibility, it's around 1.3 terawatts in our region. So it's a very significant amount of capacity that can be developed in our country. And it's also clear, as you can see in the map, that I showed before, there is enough resources also to share, send or sell to our neighbors. Okay, I think we have to work also in the regional interconnections of the country, so we can make a common energy market to share all these resources that we have in Chile. Chile already has an installed capacity of 26,000 megawatts. About 25% it's renewable, non-conventional energy. As you can see, we experimented a renewable boom since 2008. And in 13 years, we grew with 300 megawatts to 6,000 megawatts. And it's very obvious in this slide that solar is the main actor here, okay? That is how our installed capacity is evolving. In terms of generation share production, we are achieving right now 18% of energy. In some hour of the day, our production can be supplied, our production can achieve the 50% of non-conventional renewable energy. So right now it's very important that in solar hours, our production is mainly the participation of solar is the main actor here. Right now, we have under construction 3,000 megawatts, and 14,000 megawatts are approved to be constructed in the future. And also, there have been submissions for approval of solar energy for about another 14 megawatts. So as you can see, there are a lot of opportunity and projects that can be developed in our country. And how this happened, and it's very interesting that we have a regulatory framework that ensure the fair play with other technologies and some enablers to install and use solar in residential and minor scale infrastructure. As you can see, we have a law for little generation media. We have also an important obligations to supply contract with a percentage of renewable energy. In 2008, 10%, there was a goal to supply the 10% of the renewable, of the contract with renewable energy for the year 2024. In 2013, this goal rise to the 20% for 2025. And after that happens that there was the most important reform to the Chilean law in 35 years. And basically, the law have some modifications that are clearly in the way to achieve more renewable penetration in our matrix. For example, the transmission planning should have some gap to make space to receive more renewable energy. Also, our regulatory framework includes storage in all the Chilean market production. For example, you can use storage in transmission, in generation, and also in ancillary services. You know, storage has been very focused in ancillary services all around the world, as it starts right now is in generation, and right now the most recently applications are in transmission. And also define renewable poles or renewable cluster with some transmission feasibility solutions also to bring more accessibility for the renewable projects to get connected to the grid. And also, the most important thing right now is that in 2018, 2019, Chilean policies began the concept of coal phase out gradually. And now we are working also in storage capacity payments to allow, for example, a technology replacement in non-solar hours. So it's very important that regulatory framework, it's a very important issue in these days. And what about the decarbonization process in Chile, seen as a big opportunity? The coal phase out in Chile has the first policy during Bachelet government. And our first goal was to achieve the 60% by 2035 of renewable production, including large hydro, and a 70% of renewable production, including light hydro, in 2050. After that, the energetic pathway of Piñera's government, the next government after Bachelet, one main pillars was to produce energy with low emissions and to initiate the decarbonization process to retire or reconvert the coal power plants. So this is a new policy. It's complementary to the initial. And now the government is working on a neutral carbon by 2050 with all the productive and industries that pollute, not only the electrical sector. And as you can see, in the electrical sector, this has 5 pillars, not only the retirement of the coal plants, but also energetic efficiency, electromobility, hydrogen, and sustainable edification of the new constructions for the people. And I can share right now an overview of the Chilean coal phase out. As you can see, in the period of 2020 and 2025, there are going to be retired or mothballing 10 power plants. That's about 1,300 megawatts. And after this period, there's going to be a new evaluation to planify the next schedule of retirement of the coal power plants. After these 10, there remain like about 17 other power plants of coal that should be retired of our system. So obviously, it's very clear that the decarbonization process in Chile is the biggest opportunity for renewable energy. Considering that all the growth in Chile before the decarbonization process policies, it would be made anyway, but renewable energy. You know, Chile, there is no way to construct or build a very large hydropower plant or another LNG power plant. Is very difficult here because of the community empowerment. So before the decarbonization, it was going to be renewable, but now there is another extra growing opportunity, about 6 gigawatts over the 15 gigawatts that we saw to 2040 of renewable energy capacity. And as you can see, there are a lot of opportunity here for the renewable energy. And what are our ongoing challenges? Well, we're still in the discussion of 2050, 2040, or 2030. There is a lot of pressure to accelerate the phase out of coal. And that's why it's very important to work on how to supply our system in the non-solar hours. And that's why we, as a country, we are working very, very hard on storage capacity payment, for example, also in transmission expansion criteria that make our transmission systems stronger, faster, and flexible growing, because we are going to need a lot of renewable energy for the phase out of coal. And also solve some issues about large penetration related to flexibility operational in our system. And also we are, there is a lot of working groups about giving strength to the role of distributed energy also in the matrix. So that are the main issues that we are working on. Well, this is my presentation. I have a short video. If I don't know if Nanda can put it on, if we are on time. If not, we can go on. Thank you very much for showing our video. I think it's very clear, a lot of diversity and potential, but as you can see, solar power is the biggest one of all.
Thank you very much, Paola. Anyway, a very clear presentation. The last video, of course, was also an invitation to come to Chile. It's wonderful. And yes, indeed, the energy mix is really very, very good. Anyways, so nice. And yes, I was impressed about, of course, the decarbonization process, which is a very good model for Latin America and the world. The phase out from coal is really a great opportunity for renewables. So you say 6 gigawatt is a really a big number. And of course, you are getting prepared. Anyway, we invest in storage and transmission for and flexibility to the huge market that is going to come. So indeed, anyway, despite COVID, and maybe COVID can maybe reduce the speed in the short term, but I'm sure it will increase a lot the speed immediately after. So we need to get prepared, of course, and there's a huge opportunity of investments. And yes, indeed, you have a lot of projects approved. Anyway, 12 gigawatt and 11 under approval is really an interesting number. Thank you, Paola. It was a great presentation, nice video, but be ready for the debate after the other